Okay. The affirmative's plan is to legalize the recreational use, and so we could tax it so that it'll eventually decrease California's debt. And their argument is that education costs are skyrocketing. Well, they have no evidence that, well, I mean, they have a little bit of evidence suggesting trying to correlate California's debt with education increase, but they also don't understand that, or they don't show evidence the increase in demand. So business tells us that when you have a increased population, which California does have, increase in demand also causes an increase in price. So we don't know for certain if the universities and the community colleges are mismanaging funds, or if the demand for classes and are going up due to population increase. Or if it is actually due to debt. So that information is very unclear. That's the significance that doesn't really, it seems very insignificant when you look at the other factors. Their plan is to legalize marijuana so that they can defer some of those taxations to the California school programs. They, in subpoint C, the second affirmative and this first affirmative tries to use Colorado as a case study, and they say 20% of revenue will go to the California education program. Well, in Proposition 19, which I read here, it doesn't state any kind of estimates. All it states is that it's very uncertain. They don't know what it's going to generate, and they don't know how it's going to affect the actual budget. Because when you look at alcohol and tobacco, which is legal currently, the cost to treat addiction far outweighs the taxation and the revenue that it generates. Going back to my disadvantaged points, or going back to the first affirmative's rebuttal against the points A and B, were estimates of addiction, 30% addiction. They conceded. They said tobacco was one of the highest addicting substances that there are, and that is true. And that ties with my fact that treating tobacco addiction far outweighs what the tobacco brings in from taxes. So when you look at the legalization of marijuana, going back to the American Society of Addiction Medicine, they state that they say that my impact is flawed, but here's the impact. If marijuana use if marijuana use increase as can be expected under legalization, it is likely that there would be an increase in number of arrests at the state level for marijuana-related incidents such as public use violations, violations in laws regulating age limits, and marijuana-related arrests for driving under the influence, which are all present with alcohol. Going on, although even if this state law passes, they still don't overcome the inherent barriers that exist at the federal level as well as the UN level. So just because it's legal at the state level still allows federal, with it being illegal in federal law, people can still be arrested for possession of marijuana under federal law and be charged. And then if it ever does become legal in federal, at the federal level, we'll have to answer to the UN's level. And in the American Society of Medicine, or American Medicine, they state that Portugal and the Netherlands, although drug possession is illegal.